Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to All the Politics. How una day? Here for a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or so, before I step back into the plantation. Shit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think by now every human being alive who is a political animal, I should say, should hear about the USAID. Once some people would like to call it USAID. Those one where they use them as corrupt platform. Now they call it USAID. Ain't nothing aid about USAID. All right. But we get into all that. Today's conversation is going to center on the past, the history, the creation of USAID. What did he replace? Why was he conceived in the first place? And how far has he come up to today? And most importantly, what next? What is going to replace it? I mean, this is a $1 billion or $1 trillion empire. It's not just going to vanish into thin air like that. Shit doesn't work like that. The world is realigning. The world is changed. The new world order is going to be upon us by the end of this decade, or at least 15 years. A new world order will be drawn either by one single power or the collective of the two big power within China and America. So that's what is happening. So USAID is not going anywhere. It's just going to be. It's undergoing deglobalization. Just like every other aspect of our life, economy is at the forefront of deglobalization, security, and what have you. So what is happening is not new. It's not something new. It's not surprising to people like me who are consumers of history and how power works. Not the year before, I've been saying it that the world has changed. That change will affect every aspect of our life. The world that we see today is the doing of the United States of America. And the painful thing is that you will go get some people who are not vast in information, people who cannot afford to spend money to get information, cannot afford to spend their time, are not intrigued enough, don't go outside of their comfort zone, they are not they read extensively, for the sake of it. When you say some things, because they've never heard it before, because it's not coming from their source that they are used to getting information, they will tell it's in our conspiracy theories, right? Which is the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because even our own local doings, you go, here's a rumor. There's every rumor, there's an element or house of truth. The same thing with conspiracy theories. It might be too vague and bogus for your own comprehension. That's fine, but there's something in there that is worth paying attention to. And that's exactly what this USAID is about. The conversation is already being framed about the good that the agency stands for, what it's doing, what has been doing, what is that. We know all that. That's not the point. They are just carrying out audits. I mean, all of us, once we work or we want to have a job whereby every year a company or the organization you work for has to go through and what inventory. They will carry out the inventory of the company that you work in. However way you work, if you pay attention very well through the management or HR as they say it, they do carry out inventory, and that's exactly what the Doge, led by Elon Musk, is doing at this point. Some of us don't they talk calm, especially those who are under the payroll of Democrat institution, right? Because this is what it's about. And one thing the conversation people are not actually paying attention to is if you study the audacity, if you read the audacity to win a book, how Barack Obama got elected, and you follow the networking event, how they were able to build coalition, not just inside America, but outside, then you understand the mission of Republican-led Dodge. But people will like to point out the things that doesn't matter, especially according to that, if you make mistake, involve names, either names of victims of this USAID, or name of beneficiaries, or name of individuals who are in the business of this. They will narrow the whole conversation to that names that you put forward, over looking the whole context. I don't talk calm on so many platforms, right? That the CIA play a huge role in during the Civil War in Nigeria. And I'm not saying this because I don't get anything to talk. No, if you have access to the declassified information from the CIA declassified document, you will come to the conclusion, understanding that even General Ojukwu was complaining about the role in which the NGOs were playing in terms of how they deliver foods and every other thing. Because one thing we also need to understand is that everybody will die for during Civil War, no big bullets kill them. Vast majority of the people that died because of starvation. Now, I'm not saying USAID literally starved the Biafran or Nigerians to death. That's not the point I'm making. The point Ojukwu was trying to, not even my point, was that those planes, those routes, those avenues that in which they used to bring food in the name of humanitarian are also being used to smuggle in guns. Also be an avenue in which they get information where they are landed, they're doing this and all that. This is not me saying. Just get access to the classified information. And a lot of people are reading book about this, a lot of Nigerians. So when we are talking about that role of the senator, that's what we are talking about. I'm not saying, but first thing first, right? USAID in 1961. What people don't actually understand, and why people we believe that they are more current, we get platform TV and all that, who agenda has already been presented to them, and how this conversation should go. We not tell you this is not the first time that agency is being overhauled or evaluated or whatever that you think that is going on. It's not the first time. It happened too in the 50s. All you need to go and study the Truman's report. It took about 7 to 9 years for them to conclude that report. And that is the argument against Doge, led by Elon Musk. Why is it that an external agency they can't do it? Why won't it go through the National Assembly and all that? No, because if you go to the National Assembly, it will spend decades, months actually, before they even arrive at any meaningful conclusion. That is because it has happened before. And guess what? The corruption that was discovered in the 50s, where they were evaluating all the national agencies, was pretty much alarming, just like what we are hearing or seeing today. But at the end of that process, if you study the Truman report, at the end of that process, they did not scrabble it because, the corruption was too much. No. They reinvent and modernize it to what we now have as what? USAID. So the previous body was evaluated, was investigated, and huge corruption was found. Guess what? They just match everything together and now form one body, because now various NGO, the other military, they do their own, Department of State get their own. All this thing goes back to what I've always been saying here. That if you don't understand the First World War, I dare say it to you, have no clue what is going on right now. And the same thing, because if I never talk about this thing before, then it's as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And most of the time when I allude to all these kind of things, how things they work, they'll say, oh, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Right? We'll see come back to the modern days, how they use the NGOs, they use churches, they use civil societies, they use individual medias. They do the same thing they did in the 60s. If there's another thing, if there's one thing that the vast majority of the guests that Dr. Damage brought to his show in 90 Minutes Africa, I would say the majority of those guests arrive at one conclusion about the today Nigeria, that is in the hand of CIA. And this is the assertion I've been making years before. That is, Nigeria is no longer run by the British, but by the United States. And again, for you to actually understand that, you still have to go back now to the First World War, when the American help the British and the France win. What is the consequences of that? The consequences of that was what? Go and what? Free thy people. Fast forward to Second World War. After Second World War, because of the amount of destruction that rocked the developed world across the length and breadth of this planet, the America come to a conclusion, come to realization that the next world war might just wipe the humans out, not necessarily what the humans are used in terms of infrastructure and all that, but we humans stand a chance to be wiped out, because guess what? Nuclear weapon has now been proliferated, to speak English. So the Americans say, okay, we are not going to use what the previous empires use in terms of confiscating resources, take control of resources and everything, because this is what the whole whatever that I think it is about. It's about resources. It has nothing to do about human. But because human are in charge of those resources, you also have to get to them, be in charge of how they rule themselves, how they govern themselves, in order for you to get what the resources that is beneath them. So the Americans came to a conclusion that instead of using kinetic power, using guns to overthrow government and all that, they are going to use what they call soft power. And again, this also takes me back to the back and forth me and Mr. Omori you had one day about the definition, about the understanding of definition of politics. I say politics is an avenue to no, he's talking about persuasion, right? I was talking about which is the single word I used that got him or manipulation. I said politics is all about manipulation. The guy went all crazy. Another because you see manipulation from the other side. When the opponent is using it, is manipulation. When your own person is using his word, persuasion. But now they are all the same. So the America decided to say, oh, we are going to be using soft power, right? Hence, NGOs, humanitarian stuff, media, democracy. And this brings me to the point I was trying to make to Dr. Emmanuel on Dr. Damage's shows when he was talking about the sense of history, which I appreciate, but he narrowed it down to late 80s and early 90s, about how the Soviet Union just get destroyed. So he was seeing Trump as that leader that we oversaw the end of an empire. I say yes. I mean, you saying it that way, it's not wrong, right? It's giving what he is seeing. But that's to tell you how much he understands about the idea that is fueling the founders of America. It's an experiment, the Americans will tell you. American is an experiment. An experiment of what? Experiment of an idea, which is to dominate the planet Earth. Now, are they going to succeed? That's a question we are answering right now. It wasn't the Americans that invented soft power. See again, who's talking about invention, bro? Just nobody talking about invention. I said they decided to say we are not going to be using kinetic power, but soft power. So they'll be using it. That means already in existence. Now my problem with tonight with that people they always don't want to see something from good and bad, black and white. Never say they invented it. Say they started. They said yeah because they were empire before them. The Roman Empire used it. The British Empire used it. That was when the British come up with a correct carrot and stick, and it is not a new invention. Nobody talk about new invention, right? British use carrot and stick. Now, even the Americans say, I see using it. It's just that most of the time, now the carrot with this, they pretended to be giving the carrot, but now the stick with the see. So, watch. I don't know where you, wise guy. I don't know where you hear. Say I talk and say, no, American inventor. Nobody talking about America. No invent anything. That's not what I'm talking about. I say they used it. They have decided that they no good. They bombarded everybody again. Even though not lie. But instead, they are going to be using soft power, which is what USAID is all about. There's nothing like aid. The origin, the goal of USAID is not to help, it's not be aid, and to gather information. And again, for you to actually appreciate that, for you to understand that, for what I'm saying, not to sound conspiratorial to you, you need to understand how the KGB of the Soviet Union work. It is not longer a room motor. At least for every 5 Soviet Union, that at least there's 1 KGB in between them, among them. Then you question you should ask yourself, how many are they? But fast forward to the Americans' time, they don't advance information. Everybody gets cell phone. So now that which is what I will get to later. What is coming to replace USAID? Everybody has a phone. This is a security hazard. Once you have a phone, it's finished. You know, they don't need anything. Especially if you can't live for inside America. Or you are using so the world as my information age with day. So what next is coming to replace USAID? Because USAID replaced that is something. McKinley area, I greet you. Area, how base, long time, greetings. Adi. Serious things they happen, man. So there's no way I could do 3 things at the same time. My goal, if I wake up every morning, should be to do 3 things. Come here and make noise, learn, and make money. Because you're there in America, you always, it's not pay as you go. So, but it's very difficult to do the 3 at the same time. So, most time, one, they always give up. But this time around, I just wholeheartedly sacrifice come here to make noise for a very good reason, because there is a lot is happening. I'm always considered myself to be alive at this point in time when the world they change again. Instead of now reading about it, I am seeing it live. But for you to appreciate it, understand what is happening, a lot of distraction has to be put aside. Go to here in your previous show. You did watch. Oh yeah, I have a lot of content from that Piers Morgan show. Piers Morgan conversation. There's a lot that was said, but ultimately it was about immigration, which is not something new, because if you read Fukayamu, what they call that man name? Let me bring. If you read this book, when he read about the end of history and the last man, you will understand that now, or a revolution, the industrial revolution, has finally come to an end. This is the death of the industrial revolution. One of the two constitutive parties in the Industrial Revolution is labor and capital. And if you want to put it in a layman terms in terms of America, it's about employer and employee. Because that was the contention when the world decided to move from agricultural revolution to industrial revolution, and the word introduction of machine. In the introduction of machine gave edge to capital, the capitalists. They make more money because they have more machine to augment the people at the detriment of labor. That means some people will be displaced. For you to have a good context of what I just said, you have to go and study the first technology that was invented that aided agricultural revolution, which is the cotton gin machine. That accelerated the transfer of slaves because they feel the cotton now, they actually take it from the raw stage to the next level at a faster rate because of the invention of the machine. So more people are needed to work more, right? So that fight between labor and capital has been the number one contention that engulfed the industrial revolution. So we are at the tail end of industrial revolution. Why? Because another technology has been discovered, which is coming to add more to the capacity of the machine. What that means is that human being is becoming useless, not just to yourself, but to the society. Hence the immigration trouble, because guess what? The Europeans are complaining that immigrants, they are taking their job. But where they also fail to understand that there is infusion of machine that reduce their own capacity to get more labor. Which now what we are seeing, AI is coming to add to the speed of that machine. So what does that leave labor? It's dead. It's dead. Literally, it's dead. So we are going to have more robots if you want to go by Elon Musk's, not just what he's saying, but what is already in existence. I just come up from Austin. I see factory that is going on. He said by 2020 we are going to have 1 billion robots. What does that make human? I mean, if you say, oh, they go wipe human heart, that's conspiracy, but I'm not going to go there. But there's what they call useless generation that I've talked about over and over. People could not grasp it. They say I'm a conspiracy theorist. The invention of machine to aid labor in order for the capitalists to have more money, it's what caused shortage of labor across the world. So more addition is not coming to us. It's not that AI is coming to give us more knowledge. We have more knowledge, of course, but it depends on how you apply it. It's just like when calculator was with us. But we are just going to have more machine capacity to do more than we. So we are going to have more people educated, healthy, but useless. Useless in the sense that what they won't do where here a robot no go do before them. But again, people know they feel comprehend that when they talk about it, they say I'm a conspiracy theorist. The future warehouse is going to have just 2 employees instead of 50, 100, 1,000. You are going to have just 2, a human and a dog. That human, the dog is there to make sure the human no touch any robot, any machine where they work. Why the human is there to feed the dog. So you know that what they can see displays both of them. That's the reality before us. A lot of people go sham from a narrow view. Oh, now so they talk about electricity. Oh, now so they talk about it. But guess what? Go to the all big cities in the world. They all live like prisoners. So what do you not talk of those who have been left behind in the rural communities? So when people, instead of people to actually take their time to understand what in the times that we are in, that they shall say Kemi is their problem, Trump is their problem. No, none of these motherfuckers are your problem. This is just the reality before us. What you see going through, what American is doing, it is not by Trump. The policy that is being carried out was there before Trump was born. That's why I say, in order for you truly to understand the America side of this whole conversation, because I know this is not only America did the war, but in order for you to understand the motivation behind the Americas, you have to understand what America means, what it's about. It's an experiment. This is not my definition. This is the America's definition. Experiment of what? Their experiments, the idea to dominate the whole fucking planet. But again, for you to for that to marinate, you have to actually understand how that the country called America begins. I always use the analogy of a farmer. If you be villager, you understand what it means to be a farmer. You go bush, clear the bush, then cultivate time, plant whatever you want inside, corn, whatever. That's exactly what the adventurers, forget my political correct words here, the adventurers that left the medieval Europe, the barbarian Europe to America, that is exactly what they did. They came to the America and clear it. They literally wipe everything out and start the idea. Now, why am I using this analogy? Our people talk, say, person wey plant okra no dey grow pass am. If the okra too grow pass you, now to just bend down and pluck am. In other words, all these charlatans in the name of president, whatever, that are running around to be mega, they no count. So in order for actually to understand today America, I have to go back to the 80s. When America gained their independence and they came of age, they declared to the Western powers, the British, the Soviet Union, the German, the French, the Italy, say, hey, hands up the Americas. Any shenanigan in our land again will be seen as a threat to our national security. Those words haven't changed. Hence, they're taking over Panama. They went ahead to even now during that period they colonized the Philippines. So when the people like Trump, they talk, say they want to rebuild Gaza, people should think deeper. It's not about Trump. That's exactly what happened when they came of age. Now that threat is here again. The Chinese and the Russian are again in the Americas doing shenanigans. Hence the Panama conversation. Hence Canada. People they forget say Canada is within the territory of the Americas, Mexico, Greenland. I was trying to bring this historical context to Dr. Emmanuel there, but no one understands. He say now waiting happened to Soviet Union. It can happen. I'm not saying the American empire is going to last forever, but I'm damn sure no be China go bring them down. In the course of 245 years, they have defeated 5 empires. 5 empires. You guys, go to the comments. I enjoy it a lot, of course. Yeah, just say some. You know what? That interview, we go talk about interview for the next when the election 2029. I say so. That interview will be in our subconscious for a very long time to come. Another interview may you go and listen to Elon Musk when in having a conversation with the dean of West Point. West Point at the military college for America. When they go and listen to that conversation. Go and listen to the conversation of the chairman of BlackRock, Larry Fink, and one other small tech age founder. There was an interview for during the what is it called? What Economic Forum. Go listen to that interview. You understand what is here already. Go and listen to our interview, our own Minister of Trade, Dr. Adewale. I be one young woman like that. Go and listen to our interview in that same World Economic Forum. Go see you will not believe what you are hearing. When I tried on one man went to me yesterday, we were talking about how the security things have improved and all that kind of a thing. I'm like, which country will they live? But make I know come up for that. Let me so Iron Lady killed UK Industrial Revolution in the late 1850s. I hear you. Just like when self-service machine was introduced into the outlet, it didn't bomb. The Iron Lady that you are talking about, I be Margaret Thatcher. Maybe after I go and visit Americas now, Turanchi change. And today, as we speak, if British people won't carry their anger on immigration, they don't know in America they run their country. There are over 2 million British people working directly for American company. 2 fucking million people. You know what that means? I'm telling you, by the end of the next 20 years, one of those 2 million no go get job again. Soft power, USAID. Thanks to that. So if you now understand the success of USAID, you think they're just going to scrap it out like that? Hell to the fuck no. So, however, humans are still needed. Yes, women will be needed. But how many of us will be needed? Before the agricultural revolution, there's nothing like unemployment. Everybody get job. Everybody was doing right. It was the advent of agricultural economy. Even during the agricultural revolution, pretty much large majority of people have a job. But as soon as we step out of agricultural revolution to industrial revolution, what happened? The idea of unemployment, the idea of having a job that is not worth saying you are employed, begin creeping in. Now it has become anything. So it's not women will be still with them. Women will be needed and other kind of thing, but how many of them will be needed? If today we have a restaurant that at least 5 people they work for, like McDonald's before, today we know they get anybody again working there. So what will happen? Out of those 5 people, not all of them will just go unemployed. Some of them will educate themselves. Some of them will fit into one of, but it's not going to be all of them. So people that will be left behind will still be there. And Nigeria that is just producing like mad people, what do you think that will become of us? Every country is an experiment, not just America. Why do you? Oh my God! See, my people would not be that. You just they always talk out of. That's because you know they listen. Tell me the Nigerian experiment, and who is the driving seat of that experiment? Is it Nigerian or external factor? Tell me the British experiment as we speak today, if that's their experiment never changed. We are focused on America today because it's the world empire. They run things. At least now, I'm not going to be concerned like a conspiracy theorist again. Go and study, no be so just Panama paper. Go and study USAID papers. So if you don't understand this, I know they here to argue with people. This is not, I don't see things from black and white. Nobody they follow the contest say England is not an experiment, China is not an experiment, Nigeria is an experiment. That's not the conversation. I am trying to tell you the origin of USAID, why USAID is USAID, why it is important, why it's not going away. If there's anything I want you to focus on, if you want to continue listening to me, that's what you should, because that's what I'm driving at. When I say American experiment, I tell you the origin, how it starts. If Nigeria is an experiment, can you please tell me how the experiment starts? Who started them? Nigeria is an experiment of the world, of the West. So please just listen. This is not argue. I'm not coming here to make you believe everything what they tell you. Listen so you can go and do more your research, or so that you know go believe them. But it's very important for you to actually understand what I am saying. I'm not saying you should accept it. So the point that every country is an experiment, nobody is not. It's not a question of. It's not even a conversation. I don't think anybody will disagree with you. But who's carrying out the experiment is what is important here. Why do you make everything sound bigger than it is? America runs the world, except China and North Korea, maybe Russia. So it is not me. I am nobody to make America bigger than what it is. America is big. It's whatever it is. It's not. I don't have to say it. It's not people making it what it is. Today, if you tune into every television, every news in the world, they are talking about USAID. I guarantee you that one. At least you go see 150 countries today as I speak. It is an headline in their national newspaper. Now, that is not me say something is big. They are big. China is over 1,000 years old. Agreed. Right? When China becomes the world hegemony, we will begin talking about China. But at this point, it's not about them. They are still struggling to attain that position. So the history of China, I know, but that's not the conversation. Again, my listeners, why are they always come out in an attacking form like this to people like this? Because there is an agenda going on to dilute the conversation of what USAID is doing. They did good, we know, but at what expense? At what expense? Their fingerprint is in our, just like wise guy is trying to say, our experiments. Their fingerprints are everywhere. They are the one experimenting us. Right? When British were in charge, they forced the amalgamation. When America took over, they continued the adventure. So if you fail to see what the conversation is about, you won't bring on to distract people, you know, go work. I read it because I took my time. I read it because I don't they complain about how some NGOs they run us. A conference show worry so many times. He finally agree, yes, then they collect money for NGO. Now only that they collect money. This is his words, not me, not mine. Soft power. Over what fire empire did America defeat British? Oh, the 5 empire. Oh, coming of age in the 1800s to today, they take down, of course, they take out the British Empire to become the number 1, right? They took out West Germany. No, followed by no, the process after British, they take by the Imperial Japan. Don't forget the Imperial Japan have na regional hegemony. They destroyed that. West Germany, Germany. These are regional hegemony. Then the Soviet Union, which was finalized with early 90s. Now America, now China, they come up. You can also say that America have a hand in bringing down. Well, British don't actually defeat them. I'm talking about the Dutch Empire. British don't not them. British defeats. They assume the powerful regional hegemony. So those are the 5. But again, the challenge are different, right? Now, the major difference between what China is bringing is the economy and, of course, technology, right? But again, America don't experience this before, right? Japan, now one of the economy was superb, but not even Japan. Now, I'm not talking about technology. Now, here we did in the 1957 or 50. Yeah, we did about when Russia stunned the whole world by say they don't go space, right? They call it Sputnik movement, which is what is pretty much it's on the side by side with what DeepSeek did when DeepSeek come out with their AI, OpenAI, and every other thing, right? Shock everybody. Blah, blah, blah. So it's nothing. Russia did the same thing before, but where are they today? In the 1800s, right? Germans were one of the most powerful, like they are feared empires in the world in terms of technology, science, what you name it. So those are the fires. Who will bring it down? I doubt if the US can continue. China-Russia, China alliance is going to be the force. Well, that's what we are in right now. That's the Cold War. That's where this is what the Trump administration is up against. They have to contain China, right? Let's see. It's going to go beyond Trump. Let's see the next 15 years. Let's see who come out on top. Right? Because that's exactly what happened between the Soviet Union and the Americans, right? They went into Cold War, took them over almost 10 years before that one was able to finish up. So we'll see. security situation is worsening in Nigeria, just that the North doesn't affect the... No. Why you say that is that, now that is to tell you now the South, for the sake of conversation, control the Nigerian media. I am saying this is from today on, if you listen to me, if you dare, I know say that's another conversation we need to have. If what you go Google for here, I did Texas, I did Florida, which I will Google if I did New York, or say, you will likely get different variation of the same story, or which one will come off first and all that. That's it. We'll have a conversation on how those things work. But anytime you Google Nigerian news, you get it. You get our local news and everybody. Anytime you Google Nigerian news, you are bound to see at least one of those foreign newspapers will talk about how 10 people are being killed, 20 are being killed in the Borno, the people are being chased out of their house, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the most fascinating thing, that the media is not well reporting it. The most fascinating thing is that there are over 30 international companies where they exploit resources for that same place that these killings are happening. That is what we should focus on. Why? Why? And you go see USAID for there too, carry out humanitarian. But that's another thing. UK is more like a service economy out of here. I agree with you. Yeah, they're not finished. UK is done. UK is done. They are going to go hard. You see, I talk as if Nigerians no get choice for British to vote for Kemi. No worry, it's coming. It go worse. Start waiting we see for America. Because Germany is gone. In a third world country now within the next 10, 15 years. America is an experiment of Europeans who ran away from Europe. Now, okay. What did I talk? I said it is, I use the word adventure. It's an adventure of some of Europeans who flee medieval Europe, who flee the barbarians, because that's what people don't want to talk about, right? Now, evil than they to themselves, they don't see eye to eye. They kill themselves like fowl. So people run. Again, for exactly the way you put it, the Canada, more than 1/4 of the population of Canadian are people who ran away for the barbaric experiment of the United States at the beginning. Some now, during the Civil War, they just couldn't stand, couldn't bear it. Both white, black, and blue, they ran in mass to the neighboring country, which is Canada. That's another conversation. Nigeria is not an experiment of people like Obasanjo who brought the British idea. Nope. Obasanjo come into conversation via the CIA when America don't take over, which is in the 60s, 50s. So now so you could see him. From the Second World War, British in fact, from the First World War, British doesn't have 100% say on what goes on in the Nigerian territory without America sanctioning it. But from the 60s, now when America come off, we say no, now we are going to be directly involved. That's where Obasanjo come into place. Obasanjo started carrying out the message of the CIA from the 70s. Now, this is not me saying it. They did not even defeat the British. The Second World War destroyed the... Of course, yeah, this guy, I don't know how they reason this kind of thing. It's all tactics. They did not defeat them, but the British people went begging. You understand? That's the first war. They weren't begging for the first war. The Second World War, America just have to chill and let those powers destroy themselves before they come in. It's all tactics. It's all in the play. As I said, the American foreign policy did not start today. You have to go back the early 1800s. Some people will tell you the American system. The American system was finally presented to the world by James Moran. But if you go back to the conversation that predates James Moran during the debate within how the American system should be set, the governance, the American system was established right from the beginning. They did not even do so. The defeat we are talking about, it's not that they went to war with British. No. Why you will go fight people who don't get power again? Just tell them what to do and they will do it. That's it. That's the defeat. Soviet Union was a joint effort. This guy, Mark, everyone a joint effort. You understand? So just like a politician now, Tinubu will not be by him na Mende, Obi Mende. So now it's an alliance, right? When you say joint effort, it's an alliance. Just like what we have today. It's still an alliance of the West against the South majority. So I dig what you are saying. I'm not saying not just USA, UK, of course, but now America, they tell them. UK has the need to say they don't shoot their nuclear until they take permission of America. Every other European power, to be exact. So we are on the same point. Now, when I lie one see things narrowly, it's an alliance. Maybe I should be putting that. But in the words of Ricky Kissinger, it's better for you to be an enemy than to be an alliance. Not very much. Can't afford to be. They don't trust you if they do like this. They just say, okay, they will just say, okay, this guy is against us and they are coming for you. So he said the question people should be asking, or people should pay attention to, what next? How are they going to reform USAID? What is going to replace it? What are they? Those are the things, because it's not. I mean, how you go withdraw your soldiers from war front when the war is at the thick of it? You can't. At a point whereby you need as many, just like Mark, what you are saying, you need many joint efforts, right? you need Nigeria to be there in the right frame of mind, so that the resources that you are getting, the money that is coming from there, should be straight. Nobody should tamper with it. You need British to go all out in support your views against what is going on in the southern, because the fight is in three ways, three phases, right? The kinetic one is already going on in Russia. The ideological war is going on in Middle East, while the economic war is against China. So France, they draw their leg for ground before. They no one join the also. Now they tell them, say, come, that's the way they give a small chop for Africa. Time is up. Get the fuck out of there. So I said you because you put it that it was the US that did the damage. Now they did the damage. Now this guy, I don't believe that they give the power to. Eh? Why would not they call the generals which actually shoot the guns? You know their name. The generals that actually are the war for, you know their name. But we know the likes of Winston Churchill, Woodrow Wilson, Donald Trump, Obama, Obasa. That's what we know. They don't even know how to carry gun. So when I said that, I get what I don't forget, even the Soviets, when they were fighting, when America was was fighting the German, during the Second World War, and before they actually come into the play, they were actually giving money to Russia to stay in the game, to stay in the fight. They promised them about 400 billion, before billion, made them continue. These are the background stories. So they will control the narrative in our own airspace about the good that the USD is doing. If to say no, be then hate for kill everybody, hunger for. The question we should ask ourselves: we are in this condition because these people are in charge of our resources. The question we should be asking: what are we sacrificing for their benevolence? That's why I said the mentality that the Americans have over China today is what we should have. It's what I mean. What you ask me? What is the attitude? It's the attitude that they had when they were second in power. Now take it back to the British. The British were very benevolent when they are doing the same thing USAID is doing. They weren't using money. They weren't using all that. But they carried their own crusade in the name of civilization. Let's go and civilize those motherfuckers, those barbarians. Let's go and civilize them. Let's go and put clothes on their butts. Let's introduce fucking food. Let's tell them their God and way of life is evil. Those are the benevolent. Accept Jesus Christ. Those were good those days. Those who are familiar with the things fall apart. Isn't that what your conquerors were angry about? That these men, they don't call even those among us who are claiming Jesus, that they are turning against us. So it's not new. At the end of the day, they were able to dominate the world. just putting that narrative at the forefront, civilization, but the damage, destruction, the weapon, the massacre, everything was going on. Why the message was going on simultaneously? The same thing when the Americans came of age. What did they do? Democracy. Let's go and spread democracy. That is the front line to the message. Why destruction is going on. Go and study the Vietnam War. People, they say, oh, America lost. Like, people don't get it. They did not get their acts together, even up to today. They could not get the government they deserve. Democracy was stopped. Somebody who carried on the ideas of the American empire was installed after they destroyed. Up to today, bombs see they go off what's that they call them? Vietnam. And if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, just go to American Congress. One of the congressional women was raising money a couple of years ago. There's almost about 11 million. So go and still continue the act of diffusing the bomb that was planted in the 60s. America lose. America left Iran. They say they lost. No, that's not point. By the time they finally took Saddam Hussein out, when they put their foot on ground, guess what? They took over the control 40% of their oil. They drilled them for like 2 decades. They say America lost. No, they not lost anything. The reason that way therefore was achieved. The reason, just like Gaza, just like the narrative again about Gaza. Israel lost. Israel lost because they had to retrieve. They lost. It's a shame on them. They carried out genocide. Really? That's the conversation. But guess what? They level Gaza to the point that Trump said he won't be there, stay there, do casino. But the would say Israel lost. No, they did not lose. Just like you pay person, they travel around the world, they gain knowledge. You know, carry $1 go out. They say the guy, you know, no, you know, lost. The fucking is rich. You don't know what you expect. But anyway, let me go back. So, the motherland has a long way. The current political leadership is nothing to write home about. That is the First of all, we never free. When we get freedom, See, if you are not free, if person give you house, they sleep. My brother, every dream you dream in that house, the realization of that dream depends on that person will get that house. Which goes to what I've always been saying. If you don't get power, anything where you get now, give you. And if you don't understand that, anything where they give you, there's a reason why it was given to you. Is that because you don't have it? You cannot get it, or you don't want to have it. So they give it to you. So freedom first. When we free, get the control of it, because freedom is about you having the control over your resources, because that's how you survive. God we made us able to survive for the land. God is not our survival is where we step on. Everything we want is where we step on. My first coach, Coach Latio Bisheson, he always tell me one thing every morning when we the stadium, they train. He go say, oh, Fred, over look around. You see that guy Olufashuba, you see that guy Nefion, you see all these word beaters. God did not give them anything special. They just understand what God put the speed. The speed is on the ground. The harder you tap, the faster you go. It took me time for me to understand what Coach Latin was telling me. He said, God is not partial. Everything, the speed where you need, they grant. So the harder you tap, the faster you go. So the harder you walk, the faster you go. In the sense that the only way we can dream, actualize our dream, if we want to go to the moon, if we want to go to the star, if we want to do whatever the fuck we want to do, we have to have the total control of the resources that can make that dream achievable. That's the problem all around the world, not just us. It's just our own. We see they don't defeat us, they just turn our back. You know, now just like our own situation, like what the guy that wrote Miseducation of the Black Negro. Woodson. Because once you don't take control of people's mentality, you know, you don't have to worry about them again. Just give them the manual and they go. So our leaders are in the hands of the Western powers pocket. Every one of them. Obi Wet de Panama, Tinubu de France and Kuwait. What's his name? Abubakar Dedu. Every fucking one of them, from our political leadership to our business leaders who have their whole wealth stored outside the country, to our royal, every one aspect of our elite, even to the Agberos, right? MC Oluomo get his sons there, America, the school. They are all in their pocket. I've been saying this for us to stand a chance at all in fighting those people who have been used now to manage the resources for outsiders. The only way we can stand a chance is to put it in our constitution, in our law, that anybody that schools abroad or anybody that live more than 5 years abroad don't have any business in occupying executive position in Nigeria. You don't have, should not be given opportunities to make decisions. Go and serve other capacity. You are technically, whatever brain or knowledge you are bringing in, go and square with other people and let an indigenous stupid person direct you. That's how it's done in the world. So there are a million of things, but we need to understand the goal should be about freedom. When we able to get control of our resources, now we don't have the power, the technology, and know how to start taking it to the next level. This is where we now enter agreement with those that have it. That's exactly what is obtaining in every part of the world that has a little bit of freedom. So when Dele Farutimis talked about the process of our growth, I've been at Erufai, even though I don't want to listen to that guy, but there's something he's saying, and he's saying that for a reason. He knows that this process of recruiting now CIA structure. Excuse me, it's an American structure. So that's why they don't need to carry gun, come say this person must be president. Now just invest heavily in media, individual media, corporate media, legacy media, everything. Put money in church, the churches, all the freaking institutions are mounted by their agents. The video they come out, the screen say Bola Tinubu na agent, the whole fucking country na agent is their colony. What do we need their agent for? All your infrastructures are built by them. Then they come re-digitalize our fucking country right now as we speak. Our government is being digitalized. Our economy is being, our rural is being digitalized. Thanks to fucking Obaseki, where they give us internet for our schools. Do you all know the implication of all that thing? You think America just wake up overnight and say they don't want USAID again? No, it is because they are ahead of the game. They don't need to give you aids to get information from you. They don't need any aid to manipulate you. You spend 5 to 10 hours of your time playing in their platforms. People who don't understand the meaning of the oligarchies, as they call them, the Silicon Valley guy, the cloud capitalists. If people understand what they represent, they will stop saying, oh, they are taking over government. No. Your life literally is being taken over. They just want to have authorities to do it from the only power that the people actually believe in, which is government. They are digitalizing everything. That's what is happening. So if they don't digitalize every aspect of your life, what the fuck do they need USD for before they do whatever they want? By the time they catch 2, 3, 4 influencers for all the national platform, give them agenda, or because now algorithm, they don't today what they don't even need to give you money again or any agenda. It's all about algorithm. Once they compose the algorithm to focus on the same. I mean, this thing I'm saying, I am not saying because either they talk off my hands or it read the book, it no book. No, just pay attention. Twitter file, USD file, all these things are there. Right there in front of you, how things they work. They don't need to do all that again. So when they are going after USAID now, what is coming to the places? How are we sure your general overseer is not an agent already in their people? How am I sure that every fucking, just pay attention these days? People like the former minister of Chane road safety, what did they call this Anambra man? Now elite shit. He was a former road safety corps, whatever. Now young chap too. And today he came out and thought, say, "Oh, I'm no longer doing a party system again. I will focus on this my NGO and think tank." That is the next level of CIA infiltration. All of them, they don't belong to one think tank or the other. Where's your former minister of communication, our old Baba, Lai Mohammed? He did Abuja there. He's working one of the what's the word again? This bribery firm. Which is America they call bribery again. Lobby. He's working in lobby firm, American lobby firm in Abuja there. Where Kingsley Mogalu? Think tank. Now you get the think tank. So it's no longer just the media, individual private media where they going. All those think tanks, because those are already, and then they write the policies. You understand? All these admin of civil society, all of them. Once you are collecting money from foreign entities, like it's not basically they are too benevolent. That's which is the conversation I was touching on earlier. Right? They came with their democracy preaching and they get every one of us. Now Chinese have started the same thing. What are they doing? Infrastructural development. They are building your roads, your railway. It's benevolent. By the time they've succeeded in becoming world hegemony, they defeat America. What the fuck do you think is going to happen to you? I bet we are civilized before Britain came. Are you saying Jesus? Daniel, I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Is it my style of communication, or you guys just don't give a fuck? I said the British came in the name of. I'm not. When I do this, what do you think? This is like when you write something, you put it in a bracket, right? Make they teach like this at the primary school classroom now. When somebody use this sign, what does that mean? That means there is a comma, right? It's using that word, that phrase as its figures of speech. I said it came in the name of civilization, right? So in other words, it is not about what you think or what you believe about civilization. No, there is what matters. Are we not democratized before the American begin preach democracy? We are. But whatever that we have, we call it democracy, doesn't count. What they are giving to us is what matters. That's what I'm saying. And that's power. That's why I say once you don't have power, whatever that is everything you have is given to you. The democracy we have is given to us. Our economy, as we speak, is largely run by international corporations. So it's given to everything. The language we speak is given to us. Please try to understand the context in which I'm speaking from. I am not saying we are not civilized before they come. I'm telling you how they run their thing. We don't get road. We don't get small infrastructure before the Chinese begin build our own now. Or can we do it? But in the name, I think the point that you make, Daniel, is the same thing Dr. Emmanuel come to conclusion. I was disappointed, kind of, right? I mean, now only people who don't understand America now because America now is a democratic state. No. It's a republic whereby the system of government has to be centered around preserving the few affluent from the larger majority. That's the foundation of America. That's what the game is about. So the likes of Elon Musk just evolve. They evolve from landowner, right? The religious lords, and all that. To what? To industrialists, factory owners, company owners, machine owners. They run the government during their time. Then we fast forward, now you get them Ford. You just go to the industrialists of those days. Today, if you come back to yesterday, when the power went from industrialists to bankers to fintech people, when you have the likes of Jimmy Diamond, where they come preach to una, they come gather his slave they give on orders. You guys have to be this for the next 15 years. That's a banker, right? And it's there's form agreement within the bankers and the tech guy. That's what the fintech is about. So it's about digit now. So hence the Elon Musk at the forefront. And I think this Doge and everything Elon Musk is doing, it's just the distraction of what Elon Musk actually represents. People keep forgetting that tomorrow competition, tomorrow workplace, tomorrow social place, to everything of not just tomorrow, later today, it will be between a superhuman in the name of cheap infused human, which Neuralink is about, and a regular organic person like you. I earlier recommend that we should go and listen to Elon Musk's conversation with the military college. What the mind say, one key advantage it highlighted in that conversation was the difference between somebody who have a Neuralink chips inserted in any part of your body and a regular human being is that just like waiting at the talk now, right? I am talking from a lot of compression from books, from people that I've listened to, from my own thing, so much, right? But I'm able to only put it in just few hours in the course of 2 hours. The difference here is if I have chip, if I have Neuralink in my brain, I will be able to say 10 times more than what I am saying. Because the data that I'm pulling from is so huge, so just more I can say than what I'm just saying. In other words, just advance your capacity to absorb and to ditch out. That is the competition we are in. That's what Elon Musk represents. Forget it, yeah, it's bringing in engineering mind, all that kind of, but the cocoa is by the time Elon Musk's era will be over, right? Only God knows. 20, 30, 40 years will be 100% immersed in that world. So, Daniel, you will be faced with a choice. Either to chip your grandchildren or let them be. That is before us. Literally. That is the when you wake up, instead of making the thing come, make I send my picking go Harvard. I've been at Unilag, maybe na University of Cyprus. Now you go get. No, literally, that thinking, that thought process will be replaced. Should I chip my son so that he can compete at that quantum engineering firm? That's exactly where we are headed. That's what Elon Musk represents. Is at the forefront of transhumanism. People don't get it. This is not saying, oh, I'm just a talk of my. No, it's happening as we speak. The natural resources is many of our communities are made by that's the whole point. See, the whole point of foreign power, the whole point of USAID is not nothing but how to get access to your resources, not just to get access, but to control it by sheer using act of benevolence. Even if they have to create a situation whereby they have to provide a solution at the same time. Make you say, provide medicine for you. COVID, no be me talk am. Go. The part of the money that come from USAID was part of the money that sponsor make I no talk. What am I saying here is that we should be now focused. What is the next plan? If it's already not already in play, but as far as I'm concerned, it's already in play. And I'll tell you this. That's why I love Texas, man. I ain't gonna lie. And that's why I will forever be grateful that during the pandemic, now Texas I did. Because one thing I understand, Texas, they don't give a fuck. We were living normal. Now, only when you enter Democrat-dominated institution that you feel that there's COVID here, e.g. Walmart, you have to cover your face, Starbucks, all those bullshit. I said that to say that as somebody with the carry pom pom for sites, where they do construction, we were hard at work. We were hard at work for at least 6 months straight. We had a work for schools. We were renovating schools. Now, I'll tell you why. They're renovating schools and renovating Walmart. So I work for these two places. At times, I do 2 shifts because I be private pom career. During the day, I go agency. They give me go to that so school with the construction. We go there. Now, somebody like me, why I like those kind of jobs is why I'm there. I understand that all they need for me is my muscle. So I go put book for my ear or put something. It happens. Why are they do that? They pay attention the cables, the digital things when they go for school in the name of safety. But now they collect data. Now I am not saying this because that is my conclusion. I am saying this because most of the time things get heated. Because at point schools the day on, things get heated. Not with me. No, me na mumu. Carry 1.1 just listen. So a lot of things will change. You go enter hood. Those that live in America understand what hood means. In case you don't know what hood means, if you drive for any highway for America, if na inside town the highway day, any part of the highway will get long fence. The other side of the fence na hood. They no want make anybody see them, especially if that hood dey near where airport dey. If you are coming from airport, face your goddamn business. You should know how those people are faring. We dey renovate schools for hood. Like when I mean renovate, they will take it from like dilapidated building to a first class building and the fucking hood. In the message of Putisok. And I'm not saying this. I think there was a leakage about the building of our United they call our Union for Africa, the African Union building this Ethiopia. Then at the end of the day, they discover chips and everywhere that gather information. I'm saying this to say how who build us wrong. I am saying this to say that they no need USAID to be benevolent before they do. They see carry out the action. The end goal of USAID to see be carried out. Because they are already with us. Everything is digital. Just like all our media. BBC was collecting 8 million. Politico was collecting this billion. CNN was collecting this billion. New York was collecting this billion. When they talk all those in Nairobi, they go, hey! How much Arise collect? Somebody say hallelujah. When we go talk about the modern day destruction of because I'm just here to talk about the history. That is not what is going on, is not the destruction of USA, but is the replacement or the building of it for the same purpose. Soft power, persuasion, covert regime change, assassination, you fucking name it. The Fourth Republic is dead wood, motherland. Agreed. I think for me, we are at a cross. When they declared Bola Tinubu victory, I think my first appearance on Dr. Dameji, I said, I think Nigeria is due for renegotiation. I don't know where that came from, but I said it loud and clear. And I think we are going to renegotiate the country. No matter not us, we, the leaders. How will that negotiation come out? Will it be forced? Will it be, I don't know. But we are getting inch closer by the day. Why am I saying this? The generation who are at the forefront of this USAID, because USAID come into life in 1961. Now, nobody say come to life. They just design now, right? that is when our own adventure as a country starts, which is what what's his name was trying to say earlier on about Nigeria being an experiment, which is when people start, which is likes of the Obasanjo and the rest of them. The first coup, the second coup, the assassination. They all have their hand in all this. I'm not saying they all have it, and they have a reason why. If you go read the CIA declassified information, will tell you why they have to protect their investment and their economy interest. Life that they talk about for their disqualification. Don't be saying, nah, they have to protect it. That's why when Dr. Emmanuel was talking on Dr. Emmanuel that day, that what do the Biafran have to offer the international community? Who is by them? That's exactly what he's talking about. So those generation, right, that fought the Civil War, who are the beneficiaries of the benevolence of this USAID, are the same people who wrote our Constitution. Now, can somebody explain to me the spirit of that Constitution? Because it had roots in 1979 Constitution. That's why I was trying to tell you that Obasanjo coming later on to the game, not by the British, but by the Americans. So the same people that fought Civil War gave us our Constitution. Guess what? They wrote the what? They designed the political parties. The good thing is that they are getting out. This is the end. This decade, 2031, 30, it will be the end of those people. Naturally, they don't vote. They go either down die one by one, or they go there, they don't know where they be. Or politically speaking, they are useless. So that's where the public is dead is coming from. I agree. So that generation, they held the country for 60 freaking years, is going. The next generation who came, who are not part of the Civil War, who are not part of the constitutional framework, and who literally are not part of this formation of the political party, how are they going to carry on things? Which is why I said we need to pay attention. Which other soft power persuasion America is going to use to continue at the next chapter if the Fourth Republic dead come 2031? Am I making sense, my brother? Look, I enter the spirit of change. Mike, Abi, go sit at Chica, don't the guy with that. I say no one party again, he won't focus on it. Go follow the money. When you follow the money, you understand where the guy they come from. And follow the goddamn money. Okay, now you they make all the money now. Contractor. I say I be pong carrier. You say I be contractor. Which kind of contractor? Contractor job. If I do the contractor job, you know they see me here, they make noise. 24-hour job is that. I be pong carrier. They go carry block for sites. I carry block for Wagwalada, so I get the experience before I come here. Anyway, but a lot of them have protege. They have easily influenced the Niger. Yeah, I get you. But that's why I say it's just like you hand over your inheritance to your kids, right? Are you confident enough that has the gravitas to withstand the challenge that will come? Because don't forget, these old people wake up as well now. They fight Civil War are part of the challenge too. So can the next generation of people who will carry the legacy of the old ones withstand the challenge that will come? Because it will come. The secessionists are still here now. They are no longer just in the Biafra, and everybody wants to leave. Things have to be redone. So when you see the likes of because now that next generation, I think it's good for us to put for the sake of conversation, let's just put names to it. Right? The older generation I'm talking about now are the likes of Obasanjo, the Babangida, up to the Atiku, the Tunubus. I mean, all those motherfuckers who are in their 80s. Right? Forget all these political age and sport age that all of us they carry. Those people. Then the next people that we take, which is those that are talking about their grooming, I see are in the categories of the obese, the Konkosos, the Sarakis, the Ribados, the you name them. They're cut across like that, just for the sake of conversation. Now, how are they going to handle the challenge? Because if you listen, If you listen to the people like them, to the people that they tell you, say, they fought military, they fought, they bring the constitution. I say, oh, nah, that's the bragging right. So, once we have this Obi and Kongozo class out there who are going to be next people that will benefit, but right there, because those older guys have stayed too long in power for like over 60 years, they have encroached into those who are coming, which are the Obis who are in their 60s, late 60s, early 70s. Because the older guys encroached into their own time, would they agree to just have maybe 10 years, 20 years and get the fuck out? But most importantly, the next generation are right up there with them too, talking about the Dele Farutimis, the show race, the Rudolph, the Dr. Damages, those guys like that who are on their fire. Can they withstand the pressure? Because these people are coming with, this generation are coming with a different mindset, right? They don't want to understand the agreement that was before. They don't, not that they don't know, they don't want to understand. Because they have a very different vision about what to go with the country. And they already saw the country, the world has changed. America is digitalizing their government. they analyze it. The AI could run shit, just like in China already, right? Engineers run China while lawyers run America, but it's changing. Again, if you go listen to Elon Musk in conversation with the military guys, anybody who wants to be a leader of any parasector should at least have an acceptable experience. He used Boeing as an example. If you want to lead Boeing as an organization, at least know how plane they take off, land. This small engineering. Now you don't have to be the best. What I say, man? They are trying to usher in what? Technocracy. I used that word 4 years ago, then banned me for Facebook, these Democrat people. Because I was far ahead of the game. We are in full, I used that word technocracy, then come at me. Today, that is why we are, because the guys with the Silicon Valley guys, those are technical guys, technology, technocracy. They determine how the government is run. The next thing will be how the voting pattern will change. Just the watch. Everything is going to change. Back to Nigeria, what is going to replace USAID? I think that's I know. This is just come to me now. It's called chips. They don't chip everything where you get for your house. They chip everything, your refrigerator, your car, your cup, everything is going to be chipped. They don't need to come bring gun for your head, confess, say this, do this, do this. Or they don't need to pay me to come brainwash you, which is what soft power is about. I'm using myself as an example, just to have a broader conversation, make I no mention names. They are not long to do that again. You know what? In the next couple of years, 2-3 years, you know go fit differentiate this you are watching and a deep fake. In other words, the people that they paid in the name of journalists, investigative journalists, you name it, actor, all those people that we are using, AI can do that job better. If you believe Sahara reporters are in the moment they get, no, they will create their own. That is the next thing. Instead of spending 75 billion, they go USAID. Maybe not just 2 billion they will spend now. Because biotechnology don't meet artificial intelligence. Can be that. So everything that you have, you get phone, you are gone. See, about phone, I could begin to, and a document I will write about my adventure in America. A couple of years ago, I worked for one marketing firm from Rhode Island up to Connecticut, Boston, Mass, up to all those points. Now, New York, no reach. Now, what will be the contract we then give these marketing agencies to distribute Obama's phone, right? Those with the America, understand what they mean by Obama phone. Free phone, where in the name of Petty they give people. So of course, in the money that Gopal give us, we'll go enter town, enter streets, begin to weigh lyrics, stop people, begin ask questions like your Medicaid, your Medicaid, la 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 la, because you have to qualify to actually get the phone, right? So that means you are not on the Section 8, you are not on the Medicaid, you are not on Medicare, and all that kind of bullshit. So, but when I notice people they not agree already for that, say, government will be on my house. I'm like, nigga, do you have social security number? They'll say yes. Then, man, what the fuck do you think you are? If they need you, they'll go. Now, what am I trying to say? The world has advanced from a point where in Soviet Union, Russia of yesterday, that says in every 5 people you see, there are 1 KGB agent. They just collect information, right? We have graduated from that to the telephone era, where they go to listen to Angela Merkel. I use that because I use African code. They say that normal. Angela Merkel, they were listening to his information from Pentagon. They don't graduate from that place now. And everything you see is getting information from you. I almost told my car. No, that I need to write a book about that. I'll tell you, fuck around and find out. I've almost fuck around and find out about my car. They almost told where I do business with car now for Texas. I mean, where I collect the car, they do. But I did somewhere remote in Florida. I just sleep midnight because I know pay my car note. I want to know how the thing go work. I want that's the fuck I found out. Middle of the night, I wake up and see they already told the car. What am I trying to say? They don't need me. They just the fact that they have my social security number. That's all they anywhere I go, they go know say I did it. I'm saying that to stress the point that USAID is going. Something else will replace if they never replace them already. And my own my guess is the fact that everything about our life is about to be chipped, including human. They don't need all that anymore. They don't need all that to do whatever that USAID is doing. Which is not the act of benevolence, but act of getting data, collecting information, and how to use it against you. So what is it about? You need information. That's why when Ojukwu stopped the blockade of food coming to their region, it is not because he wants people to die with hunger or he hates them. No, it is because he has figured out that information is being given through that channel. Some people go say, no plan any. I never said that. That's not what I'm saying. Whatever you read from that's not the point. The point is that there's always a role played by every fucking power. Anyway. Okay, nobody want to seriously leave Nigeria. All them talk now politics. When you say leave Nigeria, what do you mean? The Western power. Where they want to leave, go. Leave free food. If that's what you are saying, can't leave free food. They never fought the military. They were all lobbyists against the military, Nigerian military. Come, AB, I don't talk that one. No. How you go tell the Bola Tinubu that was in exile in the lobby, or you want to challenge Shewore, who is proudly stand behind the MKO, who was everywhere, and you want to say no fight? I know they. I didn't say that though. He said that lobbyist. Okay, when I say we should negotiate and buy Bakassi, you laugh at me. Waiting Trump, they talk about Panama, Canada, Greenland. Oh my God. Make I still laugh you again. I am laughing, not because what you said is out of it don't make sense. No, that's not the point. I am laughing because my mother already tell me is a person way than the house, no the house dog, no they get pets. You know that word now they feed you. You cannot have a pet. How you they feed the pet? So We never get control of our own land. You say, we'll go, they fight, collect, waiting there. So, now waiting they make me they laugh with that. Not that there's no sense in what you said. You can't make the whole thing laughable when they say America. Of course, not a power. Now, see, the true free nation in this world, in every sense of it, and I use the word freedom because you need to understand that the nation state that we have today is fake, is artificial, is a construct of the West. Hence, the barbaric era that they fight, they destroy their faith to create nation state because that is the easiest way you can control people. Right? This guy an American, this guy an Indian, that an Nigerian. So you already put that somebody in a box. You already know God can bless you. You can't work on that person over there. You already know how that person could behave. You know, just like when you see that person is a Christian, you know what and what he cannot do. If that person is a Muslim, you know what and what he or she cannot do. So that was the barbaric era, the century, the fight from, I think, if you want to go back to Chane Roman, was it Roman being at the Greek Empire when the idea of nation states was bettered, and that is when this whole thing starts. So why I said that to say the way we live is not normal. So in other words, we are all living against our way of life, except China. When you alluded that China have it, yes, and that's a conversation we need to have one day. Except China, every other planet in a forced creation, every other final state. So what you are seeing, it is the beginning of the dismantling of that state. And why I say it's the beginning, because that is at the core of what one world order, but most importantly, the singularity movement. There are some things where if I talk them for here, they would say I don't know whether they talk, but because they are just so far ahead of. I know beside the talking because these are books. Most of the things that we talk with that is happening already, they are detailed, they are written out there, it's already out there. If you go read I enter my library. So make I tell you, the singularity is nearer, right? That's where this at the center of artificial intelligence, AGM, and all that. Yeah, so by the time we get to that point,
so at the beginning, Elon Musk's Department of
at the top, at the one that place, when we get to that realization, it's going to be like this. Now, like one word, everything, one person good day. Make I use the brave new word analysis, right? Big Brother is watching, right? There's somebody who just did because it will be easy. Just you do with your phone, you they control person for China. That's why I said the future factory will just be 2 employees, human and a dog. If I get factory for my village, and everything is digitalized, everything is robot. I put one person there and a dog. I can see they control them. Just like people there, they control their house anywhere their house they. I go see they do that. If I not like you for that place, I see you fired. Now small, now this is the small piece, but on a bigger picture, that's how those who are in this movement of singularity want to achieve. They're going to achieve it. I don't know. I'm just saying this is the direction they are on. No, they come to where you say no. Everything I'm saying here, I am speaking from what is at play, not from my own imagination, but everything is documented. Nah, I know now. Wait a minute. Nah, Lexi, the number one fan of article, asked me for a book a couple of weeks ago. Under like 10 minutes, I gave her like 25. Wait here. I said, well, it takes a lot to get to some kind of things. Anyway, so most of the things that I talked about is written. It's like a document, just like people would predict Simpsons and all that. The country that design your country, they know how they go to rule them. On the one-man show about 5 or 6 years ago, I said it. That Americans, they put their president 40 years ahead. Yes, for 40 years, not just 2 generations. Fucking generation. You wait for picking, you don't know what it's going to be in 40 years. let's even put it in a very layman time. If you get Pekin now, can't you predict exactly how, not necessarily exactly, but can't you predict to some reasonable conclusion how his or her life would look like in 40 years? Why? Because now you groom, now you know where you, now you know the kind of screw you put, and now it is under your tutelage. So it might not turn out exactly what you want it to, but it will be very close. That's exactly what I mean when I say America pick their president 40 years ahead. They know how the generation will be. The generation that are being birthed today, they know how they will turn out in 40 years. The kind of money now, to understand, you have to look at it from this angle. They know the kind of money where they go get. They know the kind of industrial power they will have. They will know the kind of the military power that will be in existence at that time. All over that's in the economy, the attitude, the culture of the people, they have a pretty good idea of what is going to be in 60 years. So when they say, okay, because the America in 40 years will be a $50 trillion economy, technology will be order of the day, autonomous movement, both human and property will be at the order of the day. Guess what? They will say, oh, some good, maybe 20% portion of the citizens that will live in this country will be chipped in 40 years. They know. So if they say, okay, maybe the next 40 years, the president that we're going to be have is going to be 75% human, but 25% cheap. Then, if 40 years come, somebody like Elon Musk, who decides to go and come become president, that's exactly what I want. What I'm saying, not saying they say, oh, Mr. James or Mr. Abu or Ovie will become president. No, that's not the case. But people who know they do extensive things, we always see things from black and white narrow point of view. Ovie, when I say you should negotiate, okay, we have done that. Greetings, Ovie. Hey, Mr. Frankie, I greet you, Ovie. Okay. Any update about your friend, Prime Minister Simeon Ekpa? Simeon Ekpa is learning, is educating himself. How about put it like that? Ekpa wonder feel like incarceration. What is the latest? Nothing, just like nothing. Not that I know, not that I don't get anything new other than it's with them. So but now I always thought he's learning. And when I mean let me say no, is the game more is getting more informed, getting more educated. Because that's all you can do when you are in that kind of place. You read more, you writing. So it's gonna come out wiser, better, stronger, more fire. I mean, I'm not saying that because now my friend or I know him. No, I'm saying that because that history says that, right? When you're at the jail, a freedom fighter, whatever, somebody who believes in something, because that's the most important thing for me is a man who believes in something. That's what you can get these days. As people, why they work. 3 out of every 5 people, they cannot tell you why they work. They just work because other people they work. They work because society says we should work. They work because so they work. So for I always expect a man or a woman who have a sense of direction, have a purpose. I don't have to agree with that purpose. I don't want to, but when you are ready to die for that purpose, that's where I'm trying to get to. That's why people ask me, what's your ideology? Like, I don't fucking know. I'm too poor to nurture an ideology. Just free me first. But that's the end goal. Like, have something to focus on. So frankly, I don't hear anything, but I don't believe that when you are in a place like that, you can only get smarter. Do you think Nigeria is going to gain upper hand due to economic relations? When you mean upper hand, like they will, can Finland succumb to Nigeria economy bribery to bring it? Okay. So to repatriate them, well, okay. This. You know why? I mean, anything is possible. Frankly, why I'm not seeing it from that angle, because I am not still convinced that EPA incarceration has to do with Nigeria. Like, what I mean has nothing to do with Nigerian government. I don't think the Finland authorities succumb to Nigerian government pressure, but other is a relationship with other freedom fighters across the continent, aka the guy in Cameroon. I think that has a lot to do with that, because don't forget, there is a free movement for foreign country that carrying out extraction, the extract of our resources across the neighboring towns all around the country. As when I say me free movement, I mean the president of Niger can't accuse Nigeria of what? Having a French. Now, let me say this well. When what be that president from Niger say there are French military presence in the northeast. Now, Franklin, I'm answering your question. The government, led by the security advisor, Nas Ribadu, came out to say, no, they are not military present in Borno. When I talk in English, then go destroy all of us. This is one of the typical examples. So, and now that's another thing again. That's how you should listen to people who are making case for USAID. They will not tell you the cause of the benevolent act the USAID is doing. No, they won't tell you the cause. They will tell you the good. So the conversation they succeeded in having in that military presence is, what is the definition of military presence and what is the definition of military base? But the question should not even be across these two conclusions. The question is, what the fuck are foreigners doing in our country? Either their presence is there, either their base is there, either they are just carrying out their tourism. There should be a reason. That should be the conversation. Again, to tell you how the media work. A clear example. When Trump come out and say, I want to take over Gaza, the conversation around the Western world is, is he playing? Wow, how do people go do it? No, that should not be the conversation. The question is that we don't have the fucking right to even think that way in the first place. But of course, now them be the world empire, they can think that way. But the question is that you don't have the right. You know, if Nigeria no get right, say they won't collect anywhere, you also don't have the right. But guess what? Nah, because they still control the media. They say, nah, you go see they go bring two grown men come, the name of Professor this, Doctor this, 20 years this, 100 years this. They call they argue. Where are the people going to be? Who is going to accept the people? Did you listen to these people? Who is going to accept the Palestinians? Where are they going to go? Is they going to build the casino? And then that's the conversation. That means it's a done deal. It's a done deal. So when you say bribery, I don't think it's the bribe. It's not necessary. I don't think the economy is theirs. So you don't bribe people for what they have. You just have to find a way to bring them in smoothly, which hence the conversation between base and presence. You are bringing them in, and again, now people who know they understand the way I did process it. Go and listen to the minute. Oh, make I call her name. Well, I beg, make I Google her name. I always forget because it's annoying. The Minister of Trade and Industry in Nigeria. Make I see. What's her name? Nigeria. Listen, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, very young, bright, beautiful lady. When did they interview him for a few weeks ago here for World Economic Forum? I have the video. Don't worry. I'm getting. I go next level. By the time I finally start with it, I really want to see. There's a video to this. They asked him about, the Nigeria economy. What are they doing to bring investors? Kind of, so good, useless question. This young lady opened her mouth, said, "We are already doing it. I mean, we are already bringing. We have gone to bring France to come and farm in our arable land and export the goods." I'm not kidding. Not be me. Oh my God. I'm not prepared for this. I don't even put the conversation will go that way. Let me see. Make I see where I don't edit that part because it's a long video. God, if you go find out now, Jumoke, that's her name, Minister of Trade and Investment. Like the thing shocked me. He said we have already gone to France. We are going to go to bring France to come and farm in our horrible land and export the food. Whose land they won't fight? Now that same place where then they kill every day, where then they pursue people come over for their land. She is telling the world life that it is not about France being present or France have a military base. No, that our farmers are already farming in our land, but that's not even the painful part. In order for them to export the food. And for this to make sense for you, just do your research. How many international companies are extracting in the northeast, northwest, even in your own backyard, southeast? You'll be shocked. So, Santos, I go this length to let you know that it is not about Nigerian government bribing the no. I think it is beyond that. There's more at play, right? Don't forget, just because you engineer somebody to come to power doesn't mean that person cannot flip on you. And because the Western power are not stupid, they only have something to keep you in power. So that is, again, going into how the US did they operate with their soft power, right? I'll tell you how they operate. Santos. Let me use it. AB. If USAID want AB to be president of Nigeria, that is their interest. Go carry their interest for them. They are very concluded. You know what they go do? They go give Franklin money, of course, to gather. You know how they do now, to gather momentum for that person. But the same people go still give me money to take the other route. A typical example: Aisha Yusuf and David Odeyin. I no talk say them collect money. I no talk. I just use the example. Allegedly. You see when they fight? When the question why they always ask, when we tell about David Odeyin, I say, who in the work for? Nobody can answer that. How are you sure? No be the same paymaster, all of them again. And then they accuse themselves. I know accuse Aisha. They accuse them, say, they are all the same paymaster. Now, they will empower me as much as they empower you for the same goal, but from different angle. My whole job is to keep the government in check, while you is to hate the guy. Either way, that we win. That's the political structure. PDP or APC will win. Democrat to Republican, or the state apparatus win. So that's how these people they operate. So the Nigerian resources, so they are using that now to bring them in. You see, so they bring France in. Nobody saying a bribe. Germans are in our economy because they lost out of Russia, the war that is just happening. Nord Stream Pipe 2 was blown. Who put German, the whole European economy, in the third corner? What makes German economy Europe is cheap energy. Where they get it's at the heart of the industrial revolution. Cheap energy. They don't blow them off. But guess what? They're in Nigeria. Easy. Again, this thing, so in order for you to actually understand, make sense of it, you have to go back in the 60s. That's exactly what they did in the 60s. Oh my God. Go, like, go do more digging on Bangladesh. This current USAID shenanigan. Do your digging on Ukraine. I mean, it's obvious by now on Bangladesh. Why their revolution? Why the young people revolution was so successful? It is because the woman they helped in coming to power she's saying no to America putting their military base in one of the islands in order for them to put China on the tight corner. Say no, then you gotta go. How they go make and go? That's the function of USAID. That's what it's for. Philippines. A dictator don't put there, rule for more than 10 years, become civilian. The point here is, what is coming to replace USAID? Because the soft power was very successful. I don't see them going back to the kinetic war that they left because nuclear will do damage. Guess what? AI, micro, biochemistry, technology. We do the work of just as soft power, NGOs, churches, media, international corporation, banks, and everything you can name of, just like they replaced guns, bullets, bombs in taking over people's resources. AI, biotechnology, robots is coming to replace USAID. I think I'll finish on this point. Just as USAID, under the umbrella of soft power, manipulate every fucking country on the planet Earth for them to have access to their resources, right? That has lived the Earth course. A very successful adventure, but we are on to the next level now. We don't have to invest billion in forming color revolution. We don't have to invest billion in financing terrorist organization, bandits, X-Men, whatever. We don't have to spend money in creating news media, creating alternative media, giving content creators. We don't have to spend billions on that anymore. We just have to chip to whatever that is coming to them. After all, everything that they use is built by us. That's why when people they talk about Saudi Arabia, they have freedom. No, they don't have freedom. Because everything that they see consume, everything that made them what they are, is still being given to them. It's being produced for them. Who tell you say the bed where the Saudi prince king they sleep, no get cheap on that round. You understand? Elon Musk say you don't need to put human being in the forefront of war. The future war doesn't require people at the forefront of war. It requires a 300-pound man or woman sitting under his grandma basement. the remote drone finish you anywhere you dey. According to Elon Musk, you just have to program drone and give that drone direction. Just as you go there order for bread, frankly, bread will come to your house. Now so I go just sit down here order robot to come slap you. One slap frankly for where they hide. That's where we are. So where to that they shout, recruit waiting. Go and build 1 million drone instead of recruiting human being. Nobody, Chinese man go sit down for Beijing, send like 50 robots to come surround Abuja. They go just they wove 100 drones at the same time. When they wove, it never finish. They never round you up. So It's not. We could forget. It's not. Today is gone. Today is over. The word you will see today is gone. And the talker and since before people just say na Igbo at the smoke. It's here. By the time Donald Trump finish, another please another Republican will come. Now it doesn't even matter who comes. But there is a but to this. That's why I thought say the replacement has already been found. Why the inauguration was going on in White House, World Economic Forum was also going on, and the theme of World Economic Forum is what? Collaborating in a new age. It doesn't matter the shenanigans Trump think he's doing with his USAID. We, the world power, are going to find a way to collaborate and still carry out the same thing that USAID is doing. We'll talk about that some other time, my brothers. We'll talk about that. There's already plan going. Collaborating. I want people to go and read more on that, please. If you didn't listen to me, the theme of World Economic Forum 2025 was collaborating in a new in an information age. Sorry. Make I bring on collaborating collaborating in AI. Artificial, yes. Let me see. Yeah, that's partner friendly cities too. Yes. I say collaborating in an information age. That's what their team is. Go read more about them. The reason why you should go do more research so that you will know the next wave the USAID is going to take. George, you are late. I don't close church. You understand? The USAID has lived its time, done its due, right? The next one is already taking shape. Collaborating in an age of information. That was the theme at the World Economic Forum. So they have already mapped up a way how they will still carry out that word soft power. But it's not just going to come in the name of US. It's going to come in film. So, inshallah, we'll be here. I'll come back in the evening. Maybe I'll talk about that part. I'll talk about how the WTF people have already put a strategy in place to replace USAID. Yeah, so you miss. You don't do 2 hours. I will sue. This is 12 o'clock. I'll sue and I will. I did plantation, so I go on work small. Then I will come back. We'll do on that, and I will do two shows every day, morning and afternoon, if I can. If there's nothing to do, but so on that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys will like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget the goal here. I started by talking about how we get to USAID, the reason of having them, what they have done, and all that kind of a thing. What is next? It's not necessary that the thing has changed. Is that what is going to come next? So, on that note, bless you. We'll talk again later.